It's Mark, RPM Tesla Aftermarket Accessories, and we're going to show everybody how to install our Gen 3 center console wrap. This one happens to be carbon fiber, but we have had 3 versions of these. We're going to explain what makes this different, how you get all 6 pieces for as low as $39, including the Embossed T look. So we're going to demonstrate how to put that on, how to put everything on. And again, the most important thing is summer's coming, and if your car sits out in the sun, you could have a lot of air bubble issues. So we're going to show everybody how to install it to avoid all of that. So again, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean everything, and then we want you to take out the hardest piece out of the kit, and we're going to start with the cup holder piece. Just lay it down right here. You'll have a you'll have your squeegee, excuse me, and you want to basically clean everything with rubbing alcohol. You've probably got an alcohol wipe prep in your car or in your box, along with our awesome squeegee. This is all you're going to need. So after you clean the top, clean the lips, clean the sides, clean every area where this is going to go, and then especially the cup holder area. You don't want any oil, any loose debris, anything on here. Through vinyl, it will only amplify it. It'll look like a big crater. So anyway, back to Gen 3, which includes the Embossed T. Again, we include all of these with handles on the sides. The handles allow you a place to place it, while it's actually transfer tape, which allows you to transfer the material safely down to the area where you're going to install it. And again, we use clear transfer tape, so it makes it real easy to align. So I want to talk real quickly about squeegeeing. Now, when you squeegee vinyl down, you can't just go like this and walk away. You're going to have to be really thorough when you're squeegeeing down, that you overlap your squeegee path several times to force out the air. So make sure everyone understands you want to cover your tracks 50% every time in general when you're squeegeeing on vinyl. You don't want to leave air bubbles underneath here. Again, all of our products are made from 3M Series 180, and they have air release channels underneath. So let's get a little more technical. You'll notice if you come up real close that there are channels in here for releasing air. It's really hard to see, they're microscopic, but if you do have an air bubble or something trapped underneath, you can simply push it out. When you push out an air bubble like this, it's going to spread the air down the channel, and when you do that, you'll be able to relieve the bubble, but the air will still be there. Start with the cup holder piece. So of course you want to take this piece of transfer tape and squeegee it down firmly so you see lots of dots. This means it's holding on. Then you want to take the cup holder piece and slowly pull it off, and you want to have your car around 75 degrees. And it should come off like that in one piece. Okay, now take the handles, and I like to curve them like this. If you lay it down flat, it likes to droop. So curve it like this, and then looking straight down like I am, you want to line up the silver peninsulas. Now these are these 2 pieces right here. And notice, even if you lay it down, you can still pick it back up. But you want to establish your position to make sure you're centered properly in the up and down position, not the right and left. So first we're looking up and down, and looks really good here, really good there. Then let go of it. Now look at the sides and see the rails here, see the rails here. You just basically want to make sure you don't have any plastic showing. If you do, we'll be able to fix it. But okay, and if you've laid it down properly, you're going to notice that the peninsulas have coverage on them as you look through the tape. And you'll notice that in the back here, everything is good. So just take your squeegee and use it to slide along the edges. Okay, now we're going to lift it up. We want everyone to understand the importance now of squeegeeing the air out from the air channel. See how we have bubbles here? This is really good to see this, because this is an example of what will get exaggerated in summertime. So if you ever park somewhere in direct sunlight, you might notice this. So we recommend you take your piece of transfer tape, put it right down, and now we're going to squeegee. Now watch how I'm doing. I'm going straight across. I'm overlapping so that my squeegee is pushing the air all the way to the sides, leaving no room for it to get trapped. This is going to get all of the air out that you can't see. Then do it one more time over here. Same thing. Just push it, squeegee the air out. And last but not least will be the top part of the cup holder. So we're squeegeeing down, covering our tracks. And this is really helping at a level that most people won't even understand, but it's underneath. Now you're going to take your handle and you're just going to put this aside, and we're going to finish the rest of this. So with your finger or your squeegee, just push around the lip, tuck it all the way down, make a nice ridge with your finger, press the carbon fiber around, and then if you do get it on top of the aluminum, don't worry, you can always squeegee it underneath. So notice that you can take your squeegee and slide it underneath all of these channels. You can really form, if you happen to, go too far up or too far down. So again, it is plastic on plastic. You can really curve it in good, cover these points up perfect, and even get it underneath the lip if you push firmly. Okay, so this is good. So now we're going to finish the edges up here. So I always take my hand and put it underneath the rail here just to give it a little bit of room. But you can actually, again, stick with the squeegee, you can stick it in the side. So you don't want to slide it too hard and rip the material. Just put the squeegee in, make sure it's wrapping underneath this ledge as I lift up on the left side. So it really fits perfect. It looks very factory. Same thing on this side. There's my fingers lifting up. Same thing. Tuck it underneath. You can see how far the squeegee can go if you need to shove it in there. But this is a true wrap because you're taking the vinyl and you're pushing it around the edges of the mating material. All right, that looks great. Now, the top part, again, use your finger, make a ledge here, and then stick it down. If you clean this good with alcohol, it'll grab as the adhesive is strong. And now the last piece is tucking down the last edge. So again, we're going to show you how to install it and remove it. Now, if you have a hair dryer, this is another option. If you have a hair dryer, you can warm up the vinyl like this. This also helps to increase the adherence of the adhesive to the plastic. So warming up vinyl is always good. It makes the adhesive a little liquefied, helps it bond better. So we're going to do this, and we're also going to show you how to use this type of heat to remove everything in case you ever want to change it out and remove it. All right, the next piece, number 2, is the embossed T look. So again, this was another idea from, I think, someone on the forums about putting a T logo on their car and having it look really three-dimensional or embossed. So you're not going to need this piece, and we're simply going to remove the backing paper from this T, place it right in the center, and then we're going to squeegee it down. So that's it. So once again, to make the decal stick to the front transfer tape, squeegee it down. Backing paper is just backing paper. This doesn't stick to much, but we need the decal to stick to the transfer tape. Once that's in your hand, lay it down. Just try to position it somewhere in the middle. If you're cockeyed, just pull it up slowly, reposition it, drop it right down like this. Look at it. If that looks good to you, take your squeegee. And again, now we're putting pressure on the decal. so it sticks to the plastic center console. Makes sense? All right, now peel up the corner. And that's it. Now, of course, we give you a black decal. It's not carbon fiber. It's not supposed to match because it's going to be underneath this layer. So now you want to clean this. A lot of the pictures we've seen of air bubbles, I'll try to insert some right here, happen to be right around the T. So air is getting trapped around the T. So this is why it's going to be very important to make sure that you squeegee all the air out. So let's start with the second piece. And again, this is the center piece. And it is beveled at the bottom. It is rounded. We used to label that, but it's pretty obvious that this piece is rounded and it fits right on here. So we're going to take this piece, put it over the T, squeegee it down, and make sure we get all the air out. So let's start with that. So take your handle piece and lay it right across the middle and stick it down. This is just a little way to help your alignment. We've had a lot less complaints since we started including the handles. And again, this is the same one from the carbon fiber cup holder piece. Then peel back a corner and peel it all the way off and hold it by the handles. Okay, so now you're holding it and looking straight from above, looking at the left side, the right side. You want to make sure your trapezoid piece is open. And you'll notice how this is curved. So let's hold it like this and suspend it across here. And see how the very bottom, see how it's designed to fit right on the bottom? And it has the same radius. And again, it's designed to overlap. So we're just going to set it down. So positioning it right over the top like this, bringing it back about a 1/4 inch and rest it. Okay, now we're going to make sure that we're lined up on each side. And look on this side on the right, we have a little gap. So we're just going to pull it up, reposition it. And again, you can slide it back and forth until you find the area where you like it, or it looks the best. And you also can make fine tunings to this by stretching a little bit during the installation. So now I want to check the top. So I'm going to use my finger and feel like this is going across nice and straight. So I might even make a ridge here. So if you have a nice straight ridge on the top, that means your alignment on the side should be good, and you should be sitting nice and perfect, and it's going to tuck in good. So I like this alignment, and I might pull it up a little bit, get any little air bubbles out. And then let's just start with the squeegee in the middle. Now see, the embossed T is going to start showing itself here. It becomes visible. And I'm really spending time pushing this air out. You don't want to leave air under here if you leave your car in the sun. Every customer we've talked to, they've had their car parked in the sun all day and they've gotten air bubbles. So if you get the air out, you won't have air bubbles. So now let's go back here, make this ridge at the top, and then flip it over. And then at the bottom, actually I'm going to peel off the top piece, and then I got a little wrinkle here. So I'm going to pull it up. Now, one thing about making adjustments, obviously if you damage a piece, we send you a free one. But if you ever need to pull something up, just do it slow. Don't stretch it, just pull it up slow. Push it back down and use your squeegee. Okay, so now we want to squeegee out the bottom half. So we've already squeegeed the air out of the top. Go across here. You're pushing the air out to the sides. Even though you can't see it, it's happening underneath. All the way out. So there's no air underneath. Remove the transfer tape. Make sure this is tucked down. Now you want to run this squeegee down the edge here. Get a nice smooth edge. Get the vinyl to adhere to the slight overlap that we provided in our design. See this air bubble here? Again, this is what can happen. So push the air bubbles out. Get them out. And slide it down here. Slide it over here. And we have a really nice fit. It looks great. And how do you like the T on here? Looks pretty awesome. You want to usually go against the light. So that's our embossed T. Again, it is optional. We do include it with all of our vinyl sets. It doesn't come with the matte. It doesn't come with the glossy urethane, only the vinyl. So now I think we'll do one more wiping to get air bubbles out. Again, bend this thing. Bend it like crazy. And push down. Push all the air out. And then pull the transfer tape off. And again, it's just like brand new. Now we're going to do the trapezoid piece. So when we do this, of course, we open the flip drawer, and there's the trapezoid piece. So it's always good to take one last wipe for loose dust and loose debris. Then lay your trapezoid piece down and put your handle back on the top. Squeegee the handle down so it grabs it. And now you're ready to remove it. And the trapezoid piece is a big piece, but it's very easy to put on. Again, once you have it in your hand, suspended like this, you open up the flip drawer, get it out of the way. And the key to aligning this is the bottom, okay? So we have the sides. Obviously, you don't want to be too far right or left. You don't want to run up the side. But I'm suspending it, and I'm curling it, and I'm looking at my alignment on the bottom. So there's the bottom. I got a 1/4 inch on this side, 1/4 inch on that side, and just drop it down like this, and we'll check the ridge, okay? So I've got a lot of material on the bottom, and it's gonna wrap completely around. And before I decide to leave it here, I wanna look at the sides. I wanna make sure I'm not showing plastic on the sides, that it will go up nice and parallel. So you can drop it right down like this, and the edges look good. We're not going to leave anything exposed. Then let's just squeegee this down and push it down hard. And again, get the air out. Overlap your strokes. You push everything to the side. Then we'll lift it up, and we're going to peel it off. And by now it's losing its tackiness, and it should come up pretty easy. Same thing on the bottom half, the bottom third portion. Squeegee across here. If you get air underneath, it's a good time to push it all the way out. At the end of the video, we're going to show you how to remove this, in case you change your mind and you want to go to another color or another material. All right, so now we're fold the ledge down, or the ridge across the top, and wrap it around the back if you need to. Again, this part really doesn't make a lot of difference. Doesn't matter if you have it up too high and you barely cover this surface. Now we're going to do the top third. So go all the way up here, and again squeegee all the way down, back and forth, bending the squeegee. Peel it off. Now we want to wrap our edges, so take your fingers and just slide your finger down the sides, pushing the edges down, and that's it. So now we've got these 3 pieces done, but there's still 2 more in the bag. So what are these for? This is for your cell phone holding tray bottom piece, and this is for your USB ports in the back seat. So let's do this one real quick. Simply want to take your cell phone holding tray clip by sliding it to the left and removing it, and get all the fingerprints off, dirt, oil, grease. Lay it down right here. Again, this one you just simply grab it with your fingers, center it side to side, And I'll stay out of the way. And just simply lay it down like this. Look at the top, look at the bottom. And you'll notice we made this thing a little oversized, which is good. It's really easy to put on. Folding all the edges down. Just smash them down. Push them down with your hand. Don't need to use your squeegee. This piece goes back on like this. You're done, done, done. And this piece is going to go on next. But before we get to that, we want to make sure everyone remembers about the hair dryer. So don't be afraid to use a hair dryer. Get everything warm. Press it down with your squeegee. Gently. You don't want to push really hard now because we don't have the paper, transfer paper over the top. Get it warm. Press it down. Slowly. Don't put scratches in it. Get me around the T here. This will really help with any potential air bubble issues. Warm it up. Stick it down. Same thing around all this. You want it to adhere well around these peninsulas. Press it down real nice. All right, now the last piece is in the back seat. So we'll cut. Okay. All right, for the last piece, the sixth piece in our Gen 3 kit is the mustache or the back seat USB port covering. Take the transfer tape, stick it down to it, squeegee it down, lift it off, pull the backing paper off. If the backing paper wants to grab stronger than the transfer tape, squeegee it down, and again, peel it off like this. So the backing paper is gone, and all you have left is your mustache USB port. Now we're going to go right in the back seat without going in the back seat to show you how easy this installs. So you want to line up the USB ports, and there's one, there's two. Once these are totally lined up and square, even from in the front seat, put your hand on it, squeegee it down, and press firmly on the mustache ends. Maybe somebody appreciates my corny humor. And then peel it off. Look at that. Doesn't that look great? Now we've got all 6 pieces installed. We've got the USB port, the cup holders, the Embossed T with the flip tray, the Trapezoid, and the cell phone holding tray clip. That's it. Hope everyone loves it. Again, $39. You get all 7 pieces. We are the originator. We created it first. And all of the Amazon people have tried to copy us. We think you still get good quality, lifetime warranty, and we send out free replacement pieces if you do any damage putting them in. Thanks again, RPM Tesla. All right, now we're going to show you how to remove this. Let's say you've had it on your car for a day, a week, a month, a year, and you want to put a white one on or a silver one or many of the other colors we show you how to install. Let's show you how to take it off. Now, the amount of adhesive that's going to remain on the plastic is determined by one thing: how much heat you use. If you don't use heat and you start peeling this off, chances are you're going to leave a lot of adhesive or glue that's on the back of the material stuck to the plastic. So I'm going to give you an example of that. If we just start peeling this off, the adhesive is stuck here, so you're okay. But if the adhesive is stuck on the plastic, you need heat. So get a hair dryer, bring it out to your car or a heat gun, and start pulling it off. You'll notice that the material stretches. So you look at the elongated pattern and look at how this material stretches and will tear. So you don't want to get it too hot. Just want to get it off. So warm air and I'm taking it off with one hand. Pull it off slow. Get it warm on the other side of where you're stretching, and that's it. Now, of course, this was only on a few minutes, but this T is an area where you have to be really careful. You don't want to scratch it, so you just get it wet and use your finger to roll it back. And that adhesive loosens up. Look at that, it just comes right off. It won't damage anything. Just get it warm. Turn the heat up in the car or use a heat gun. T's off, no damage. Look at this big pile of vinyl. Now, let's do the other two pieces. So we're going to warm up this corner until we get a loose edge. Heat it up. Again, I'm heating it ahead of where I'm pulling. This comes right off. Now, obviously, this was just put on, but even after 6 months or a year, we've removed them from cars, and comes off just as easy as long as you warm it up and get that adhesive to let go. There's this here. Flip drawer's done. Trapezoid's done. Cup holder is next. Same thing. Find a corner, an edge, pull it up, go all the way across any ridges so you get it all in one piece. Heck, I'm just gonna grab a little corner and pull it off. Okay, that's it. That's the removal. Now the last thing you may want to do, especially if you're changing over to one of our different colors, is to clean it all up with rubbing alcohol. So a little bit on top and push down hard. So really take off any little remaining pieces